Today we're going to be introducing a new segment called Let's Get Growing. And during this segment we're going to follow a yard completely through the season. We're going to make recommendations on what needs to be done, add some things to the landscape and to the garden, and see how the garden looks like as we complete the first season. And with me is Jan Bryden, and Jan is the homeowner that has our landscape and garden that we're going to be working with. And welcome to Southwest Yard and Garden.
Thanks, John. I look forward to having you visit me every month and follow the garden through the year. This time of year, all the seed catalogs are coming in, and I get all excited about getting out and digging and growing things, so I'm anxious to get started.
Well, before we go too far, let's go out to the garden and take a look and see what needs to be done.
Okay.
We're in the vegetable garden area, or what is going to be the vegetable garden area, and we're going to first start off with some good soil cultivation. So this ground has been in the garden last year, but we're going to get it ready for this year. And so Jan, we're going to spade up this area. It's a heavy clay, and one of the best things to break up a heavy clay is organic matter. So if I can get you to get a little of our natural organic matter here. Jan has horses, so we have a kind of an endless supply of manure and straw that we can work into the ground here. So when we're working organic matter in, we like to have a couple inches of organic matter on top of the soil and then start to work it in. And this is going to be kind of a continuing job throughout the year to kind of keep this worked up. So you want to work that in real good. That's going to be adding organic matter to the soil. That's going to help open the soil up for better drainage, add nutrients, and hold water. So we're going to do this over this whole area and try and get some of the Bermuda out that has started in it. So let's move on to the next segment.
John, this is a little orchard that I planted a couple years ago, and it seems to me that the trees are still pretty small, and they haven't been producing any fruit. And I was wondering what I was doing wrong.
Okay. Well, just looking at the orchard overall, it looks like that the water wells are a little bit small for the actual size of the tree, so water might be a limiting factor here. So what I'd recommend doing is opening up some of the wells, widening them out, maybe even interconnecting the trees, because they should grow together. So we want to kind of take some of the competition as far as water away from the tree. So we want to get these areas kind of cleared out of the weed and grass area, pull the actual basin back open more so we can get more water in, maybe mulch in it to keep the moisture, and then we'll see how the trees react to that.
How wide should the well be in relation to the top of the tree?
You want to pull it out at least as far as the canopy of the tree, and since these are kind of stunted, you actually need to go out a little bit past it. So we probably need to move these out another couple feet.
Okay.
So, okay, let's take a look at another part of the yard.
Okay. John, I have a row of pampas grass here, and down at this end it's very stunted. When you move further along, it gets bigger, and then it gets fairly overgrown. What do I need to do to even it out and make it look nice?
Well, looking at the pampas grass over here, it is a little bit shorter in height. It is underneath the mulberry, so there's probably some light quality there, but I'm noticing the grass is a little thinner, and you do have some fescue over in the lawn here, and so that probably gets a little bit more water over on that edge. And so we might look at maybe with the irrigation system, make sure that these are getting adequate water, trim the tree a little, and kind of thin it out that way and get more light into it.
Okay, and is this the time of year that I should be cutting this back?
Yes, these are never really went dormant here in the southern part of the state, so we still have some green in them, and as we're warming up, they're going to continue to put more green on, so we do want to cut them before they put a whole lot of new growth on.
Okay, so just cut them right where the grass is starting to turn green, and
Right,
get rid of the brown?
Kind of right about where the blades are starting to open up and come out on them, somewhere about 8 to 10 inches off the ground.
So is that about right?
Uh-huh. Just kind of round it off like that, and then we'll do it to all those.
Okay.
Okay. Let's go take a look at the turf area.
Okay. Well, John, you can see that the grass here is pretty much a mess. We have Bermuda, and I don't know what else is in here, but it's really looks bad in the summer, and it's hard to take care of.
Well, your yard is kind of representative of a lot of yards here in the southern part of the state where fescue was attempted as 100% lawn grass, and over time Bermuda has blown in and has slowly taken the yard over. But the fescue is a clumpy type grass, bunchy type grass, whereas the Bermuda is a spreading type.
What's this over here?
Fescue is a cool season, so you have a little bit of green on it this time of year, whereas the Bermuda has gone dormant. So they don't mix well, so what we really want to do is get the fescue killed out and probably leave it with Bermuda. Since you're in a situation with irrigation water and open fields, you're going to have Bermuda as a constant problem here.
What time of year do you kill the fescue?
The fescue can be worked on at different times of the year. They can be spot sprayed with Roundup to kind of kill it out, and then the Bermuda will spread back in easily. Okay, let's take a look at your rose garden.
John, what do I need to be doing in the rose garden this month?
Okay, in your rose garden right here, the first thing that catches my eye is the grass. And roses are not real good competitors with other plants, so the grass is really taking a lot of nutrient and water away from your roses. So we need to get that grass killed out of the area, and we'll do that as it begins to green up, because there are some products we can use for that. Now, as far as pruning, this month is a good month to prune. We like to prune towards the middle of the month and the latter part in the southern part of the state. We want to remove any interior branches, any shoots that are growing into the inside of the plant. Take those off. Any shoots that are smaller than your finger, you probably want to take those off. And so we want to encourage new growth going to the outside of the plant.
Oh, okay.
So this cane here is still fairly fresh, but what we want to find is either some buds or a shoot going to the outside. We might pick this shoot to keep. So we might come in here and prune this piece off, maybe prune this piece off, and then pick one of the buds back towards the back.
Okay.
And then we'll do that to all these canes. Anything coming up from below we'll take off.
Okay. Well, John, I hadn't realized quite how much there was to do in the garden in February. It looks like I'm going to have a really busy month.
Well, Jan, you do have a large landscaping garden here, so there are a lot of things to do, and we do have time to get a lot of them done, so we'll be working on them throughout the year. So don't rush it. We'll get them done.
Good.
And thank you again for the tour of the garden. And we'll be back next month with the next installment of Let's Get Growing.